Hey everybody, Sean and Allison here from Spoken Garden.
Hi you guys, good morning and happy Sunday.
Yep, day 27 of Quarantine Gardener, our video log while we're under quarantine, what we're doing out in our garden.
Today we are going to start deadheading some things around our yard, some different flowers that are spent, and we're going to show you what we're going to do.
So everybody, first off, we're going to deadhead these tulips. So you've probably heard us talk about taking care of tulips or daffodils. And we usually say let everything fall and wither and die down to the ground, which in this case we're still going to do, but we don't want this look in front of the house. So the flowers are done, the petals are getting twisted up and they're withering even more. So we're just going to cut them back a little bit, but we're going to keep the green of the rest of the bulbs.
Plus we also have this beautiful liatris coming up. You can see the next bulb, summer blooming bulb, right in the middle there, and they're looking really good. So
okay, so Allison's going to get in there and she is going to cut. See the petals fall off like that?
So
that's what's going on out here with our. So Allison's going to cut the stem of the flower down to the first leaf there, but we're going to leave the rest of the green plant above ground so it can still go through its biological process and store more energy down below for the bulbs for next year.
So cut this off because I accidentally broke that.
And that happens. That's okay. So this is how we're going to treat our tulip bulbs and make sure that it looks still tidy out in front of our house. Here we go. And look at that. Still have some green in a pot in front of the house, so we still have some texture and something living in the front of the house, but all those blooms that looked done are gone. So pretty cool. So next up, we're gonna go over and look at the primrose.
Here's one of our beautiful primroses. We have a lot of primroses in our front yard, and they need to be deadheaded, you can see. So Sean's gonna show us what he's gonna do.
So you can see here we've got some of these blooms. They're kind of wilty looking, they look old, they're faded. We're gonna cut those out. You can also see some of these blooms, they're really done and they've kind of melted almost down to literally almost nothing besides the stem and some of the remnants of the flower. So we're gonna cut those off too. So I'm just gonna come through here with my Corona classic cut pruners.
Yes, our favorite.
Yep, we love these, and I'm gonna cut them down. I'm not gonna cut them all the way down to the ground because there's no reason to. You can just go down as far as you want on the stem right there and just cut that off. So you can grab these by the bunch here and then just cut them in a group, and that's okay. All those were spent flowers. And so on these, this is fun because a lot of these flowers, they're all together from one central location, grouped together. So you can just grab them as a bunch because they grow together and they're going to get spent together. So when we go through and we cut these blooms, these old blooms off, we're actually also encouraging the primrose to flower some more. So this is also very beneficial for you to come out here and do this. So I'm going to leave this one because it still looks fairly nice, and why not keep a little bit of color out here to enjoy.
Here's one of the beautiful hellebores in our garden, and sadly the blooms are very spent. They still look pretty though.
So yeah, so you got your hellebores out in your garden. It's spring, it's almost mid-spring, and you're looking at your hellebores and their flowers look faded, and you look at the center, you take a closer look and you can see there's a seed pod right there in the center of the flower. And you can pretty much figure that the flowers are done for the year. So there's nothing wrong with just leaving the flowers on here and letting them naturally wither and die and the plant just go through its biological process. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you want to, you can always come out and cut these away, and then you'll have a little bit tidier looking plant, and you're kind of helping that process along. So we just wanted to show you that and give you a different perspective on that.
We're kind of debating right now if we should cut these or leave them. I'm kind of leaning towards leave them just because they're so beautiful still.
Me too, but I also want to see what they might look like without the blooms on them because we've never attempted this before.
That's true.
So I think what we'll do is we'll take a little section of this and cut this away and then compare it to this on the other side and see what it looks like.
I think that's a good compromise.
So you can see these grow very interestingly. Here's the main stem, here's a leaf, here's a stem coming up, a few more smaller leaves, and then there's the flower. So it depends if we want to keep the normal shape of this shrub or if we want to cut it back further down to where I cut before. These are things to think about when you're doing deadheading on a plant like this. For us, I think we're going to take it piece by piece and see how it goes. So we're going to take out smaller pieces first and then see if that gives it a different look as we cut. And we might get to a point here where it kind of looks just twiggy and it looks kind of different from what we wanted it to. So if that's the case, we'll cut this stem all the way down. But it's always better to cut off a little bit and see what you got. And then if you need to, you can cut a little bit more. Because if you just cut it all the way down the ground, well, then you're not going to know what it's going to look like otherwise.
I already miss the flowers.
You don't know this. You can't see this, folks, from where your vantage point is with the camera angle here. But this is kind of the back side of the plant from the street on the other side over here and from our driveway. So people coming by, they won't be able to see this portion of the clipping if it looks a little different than from the rest of the plant. It looks like we are going to end up, I agree with Allison, we're going to keep the rest of the blooms on here. So this is still hidden from the rest of the street, so people looking in, it won't look goofy or anything, but we'll have tried this out, and now we know we would keep the blooms on a hellebore, and we wouldn't go through and deadhead it.
I like it.
So everybody, that's us going through and deadheading the plants in and around our front yard.
We still have a lot more primroses to get to, and we're going to slowly work on that through the rest of the morning. It's kind of relaxing to be out here. We're out a little earlier. It's peaceful to be in the garden this morning and just take care of things.
Feels nice.
It does.
So go ahead and get out in your yards today. Make sure you enjoy your time outside and take some deep breaths and take it all in.
And have a great day, you guys. We'll be back tomorrow on Monday. And thank you for watching.
Thanks, everybody. See you Monday.
Bye.
Bye-bye.